Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to episode 11 of Around the CDL. I'm here. I got Alex and Preston with me. As always, we are live. We got like 10 people in chat right now, so definitely exciting doing a live show. But boys, how are we feeling?
Man, as always, I'm happy to be here. Last episode was an absolute banger. I had a blast making that episode with you
Same.
guys. Top 30 lists. Some people liked them. Some people did not like them. It is what it is. You're always gonna have some controversy when you go and make some lists like that, especially if that of that standard, of that caliber, and that long. I mean, 30 players is a lot of players. But it was fun, man, and I'm happy to be here again today, even though it might not be as exciting of an episode. I mean, as always, I'm excited to talk some COD and hang with the bros. So
This is a great weekend for OpTic. Let's start off with that. Oh my goodness, what some banger matches. People did not like my all-time 30 list, but it's okay.
They did not like your list, man. They really didn't.
Yeah, they didn't like it at all, but that's fine. Everything is love for everyone. Yeah, just happy to be back with the boys. Talk some COD. Miami is in 2 weeks, or actually next week. It's literally next week. Miami is next week.
Yeah.
And again, I'm gonna be there. If y'all see me there, say what's up.
Hell yeah, man. If you guys are in Miami, seriously, if you see Alex, bro, go up to him, say what's up. He's a nice guy. He's not scary. But yeah, I mean, I think we might as well just hop right into kind of recapping things. I think you kind of let it off in a good way. Obviously, OpTic took down Ultra this week. Had a lot of people talking. People are still saying Ultra are just trolling, maybe picking maps that they know they're not better at. But I definitely want to hear your guys' thoughts on OpTic, obviously on the series, but also just at the top four as a whole in terms of how good they all look going into this last week.
yeah, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna give it a lot of credit to OpTic because they beat a very good team. But I also am not gonna harp on Toronto too much. I mean, they like super mega ultra chowed OpTic on like 4, if not 5 of their better maps.
Thanks.
So it was an absolute fugazi chow. But I think they were just trying to get some reps in on some maps. And we've heard like some rumors and some banter around like JP does like his videos in the morning and his streams. Like Toronto and OpTic have a very similar map set. So I'm not so sure it's much of like a crazy chow as it is just these two teams really like the same maps and maybe have like the same type of play style. But regardless, I still think Toronto looks really good. Granted, they're 0-2 in their last two, but I mean, they played FaZe and OpTic, so it's not like they are getting slammed by just random teams. They lost to FaZe and OpTic, so I genuinely think right now that these top 4 teams are a toss-up in any single moment. I do. The only thing that I will say is I am very, very pleasantly surprised and happy that OpTic's S&D looked as good as it did, especially because Toronto is no slouch when it comes to that game mode. They have looked like one of the best, if not the best S&D team in the game.
Mm-hmm.
And OpTic won both in very, very convincing fashion. So, pretty positive weekend for the guys in green. And I am excited for the major in particular because these top 4 teams right now all look really, really good. They do.
Yeah, I mean, people were a little skeptical still when OpTic went around or Game 5 with Boston. People were still like, "Oh, OpTic can't do that against top 4 teams."
Mm-hmm.
Yada this and this. Shotzi was still going crazy. Shout out to my guy Ant. My guy Ant has been absolutely tearing the league apart this qualifiers. I mean, I'm gonna say he's looking like the best player right now in the league, and it's not close. I mean, the way I feel like he's playing a lot smarter with his life. He's still being that ratty kid that we know he is. He'll shoot you in the back and then run away, and then shoot you in the back again and then running away. But he's just playing amazing right now. I mean, in S&D and respawns. I mean, for Christ, he broke the control KD record, kill streak record,
Mm-hmm.
and I think something else. I forgot. But yeah, he's been playing out of his mind. And again, people were saying that he played really good against these bottom tier teams, and then he played like that against Toronto. My guy is the truth right now. I don't know if he's just got more comfortable with the game, or what it is, but he is absolutely frying. So shout out to him. But yeah, I mean, against Boston, got pretty scary. They won the control, which honestly should have been 3-1. OpTic should have won that control. We kind of threw that first round offense. We got A, and then we just, for some reason, just couldn't get B, which is, I think we had like a 100% B capture percentage before that, and we just didn't get it for some reason. But like I said, I think it should have been 3-1. Nonetheless, we go to game 5. We clutch up. Shout out to Boston. They're figuring things out with their new team. They look pretty good. It is what it is. Against Toronto, honestly, yeah, same thing that they did against FaZe. They kind of just squared up with us on some of our best maps, and I mean, kicked our ass in hardpoint, which is kind of surprising. Like, even though Toronto's really good at hardpoint, lately OpTic's been playing really good hardpoint, and they kicked our ass, and we kicked their ass in search and destroy. So it was a really weird day, but I will say I love that our S&D looks so good. I just hope we can keep it up, because if we can keep that up, because as Preston said, Toronto, I will say they're statistically they're number 1 in search and destroy right now. You can question FaZe and them 1 and 2, but either way, they're definitely top 2. Some days they're 1, some days they're 2. It just really depends. But nonetheless, the way our search and destroy has been looking in the past, it was pretty rough. We knew we were gonna have to win at least one search if we wanted to win the series. Shit, we Neslo'd in 235, got it done. 14-1 map count or round count, if I'm not mistaken. We lost 1 round in Terminal S&D in the 1v1 versus Ernie and Pred, but other than that, I mean, our S&D looked flawless. Like, I love the way we play Terminal, especially given Ultra doesn't really play Terminal that much because it's not one of their best maps, and it truly showed that round or that game 5. Nonetheless, OpTic played really well. Their search looked really well, and I hope we can keep that up.
Yeah, it was a surprising turn of events. I mean, we talked about it last week when we were predicting the match. We kind of all said like it's going to be hard to beat Toronto in search and destroy, and they ended up winning both search and destroys really convincingly, whereas I thought the hard points would be closer. And Toronto kind of looked really good in the hard points. I mean, they won by like 50 in the first one and like 100 in the second one or something like that. So it was a weird series, and one that I didn't expect it to go the way it was. I obviously knew OpTic had it in them to win. But in the Neslo fashion, it was not what I expected out of this OpTic team, given what we've seen from them so far and what we've seen from Ultra. And yeah, on the note of Shotzzy, the guy looks insane. I would love to know more if it's like a confidence thing, if he's just feeling better this split, if it's a play style, like the team strategy now is to enable Shotzzy to be that guy, and maybe Pred and Kenny are taking a little bit more of a backseat in terms of like pushing forward for kills and making plays. Because that dude looks night and day compared to how he looked in Major 1. So major shout out to him specifically, as well as just the OpTic guys, because I mean, they're undefeated. They're going up against New York this weekend, which obviously we'll get into PickEms, but both of those teams are undefeated. Only one will remain undefeated. So we will have at least one 7-0 team, which is pretty exciting. I would love to know how you guys would currently rank the top 4 heading into this last week. My power rankings were a bit controversial maybe to some people this week. So I want to know from you guys kind of how would you rank out the top 4 right now?
I think I'd go FaZe, OpTic, and I think Toronto and New York are interchangeable on how you want to look at it. I think New York has had like a pretty easy schedule this split, barring them playing that game 5 versus FaZe. So they haven't played they've played I think 4 out of the bottom 6 teams or something this split. So I mean, it's hard to judge. OpTic's played some weaker competition as well. I think I would go personally right now, New York over Ultra, just because Ultra's lost the last 2 and New York is 6-0. But I don't really think that it really matters, to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I think all 4 of these teams are so close to one another right now that at any moment, any of these teams can beat either one of them on any given day. Genuinely, I mean that. Whoever comes out and plays and is on their A game versus another one of these teams is going to win the series. That's how tight these 4 teams are with one another. And then the other 8 are just not close. They're just not close to any of these 4 right now.
Call me faded.
Here you go.
You're faded.
Call me faded. Call me faded. I still think Toronto's is a top 2 team. I think personally, my opinion, given based off the fact that they literally just squared up with both us and FaZe, and just said, take your maps. We want to see how y'all play. Because at the major, we're not giving y'all this. I guarantee you it. I still have Toronto too. I have FaZe, Toronto, OpTic, and Subliners. I think if OpTic beats NYSL on Sunday, then I'll probably bump them up to 2. But again, I don't like to look too much into online qualifiers. I want to see land production of these teams. And Toronto just won the major. And again, both of the teams that their 2 losses are against FaZe and OpTic, and they literally squared up with us and said, "We're going to give you your best maps. We want to see what you truly have." And I mean, that's what they did. They beat OpTic in both the hard points. They beat OpTic in Rio, which they've looked really good at. Karachi is OpTic's best hard point. I mean, it's Search and Shoy. Invasion is OpTic's best control. Terminal, we both suck at it. So I mean, we got the squeeze that one out. And then I forgot what the 4th map was. What was the 4th map?
Invasion control. 4th was Skid HP.
Which OpTic is also really good at as well. So, but Toronto's also really good at that map as well. I don't just the way that they play that map is like they prefer to get the P1 hill time rather than P2 hill, which is super weird because most people like to get P2 hill, but they'll still break you in P2 regardless.
That's probably why.
Yeah.
See,
I still have. Go ahead.
That's what I was saying though. It's like weird because they definitely squared up against FaZe, but they played maps versus OpTic that they also like playing. It's like the only one that they really squared up on was Invasion. They don't really like Invasion Control. Ernie said they were testing Term. We expected them to test.
I think
Term.
that was the first time they played it, right?
That's their first time they played it, but he said it was either the flank or something, whatever he was on. He said they were playing Term. They're going to test Term. They want to do it. And OpTic's really, I mean, they're not great. So it's not like they chowed OpTic on it. OpTic was like 2 and 4 or something on it. Like 1 and 2, 2 and 4 something. So the only one they really chowed OpTic was Invasion Control. Other than that, both hardpoints, Toronto loves playing. We've seen them play Rio hardpoint like 3 or 4 times already. And Skid's probably their best map. And then Karachi S&D, they were like undefeated at it, on it at the major that they won. So it's one of their best maps too. So I really think it's just I mean, it was kind of a chow. Like, you definitely probably could have made OpTic a little more uncomfortable, but I just think it's like a similarity thing that they like the same maps, really.
Well, I mean, if you look back, I think after Major 1 ended, I'm pretty sure JP said that they're a better matchup with Ultra than FaZe is. And I mean, people, as they're like the days leading up to our match, people kept saying that, like, I think matches up better with Ultra. I mean, kind of showed like we were trading blows literally the whole time. But I don't know. But nonetheless, like I said, I still think it's FaZe, Ultra, OpTic, NYSL, and hopefully at the end of Major 2, my OpTic shifts or my opinion shifts, and I have OpTic win. But yeah.
Yeah, I think for me, and I've been hesitant to say certain things because I don't want to come across as like someone who overvalues online performances, because obviously LAN is way more important. But I feel like we're giving Ultra too much credit because they looked amazing in Major 1. Don't get me wrong. Like, they looked by far the best team in the game after Major 1. But people are like, they look so good on LAN, who cares what they do now? But statistically, at least, the numbers aren't everything. They've taken a major step back in terms of their performances individually. I mean, I have the stats up right now. Kleenex had a 1.08 overall, Envoy to 1.03, and Insight had a 1.13, right? So all 3 of those guys were cooking in Major 1. In Major 2, Kleenex has a 0.96, Envoy has a 0.96, and Insight has a 0.92. And all 3 of those guys' Slayer ratings fell pretty considerably. So for me, it's like, you lost OpTic and FaZe, like, who really cares? Those are other top 4 teams. Like, you're going to lose, right? Like, you're not going to go undefeated the entire season. But, like, I feel like either they're literally trolling and, like, they're just not caring, and somehow they're obviously still, like, 5-2 or whatever it's going to be by the end of this. Or, like, they actually have some sort of issue, or I guess every other team caught up to them, right? Because Major 1 is kind of early in the season. So for me, like, if I was an Ultra fan, I would be a little bit worried, because they don't look as good as they looked in Major 1. It's like, yes, you're heading to LAN and they were really good on LAN, but you can't deny the fact that statistically, 3 of their 4 players have incredibly fallen off.
Yeah. I think it's sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna stop him there.
I know Zen and Scum have said recently, like now is or at this point in time, every team is basically playing the same game. Like they've all kind of figured out how to play. Everything is good to go. But I will note, it could just be because Ultra is a lot more vocal with this, but they've been probably like one of the only teams that have consistently complained about the game in one way or fashion, mainly just spawns. So it could be that, who knows? I haven't really heard the other teams complain, but I think Nameless or someone said this that I think Ultra is struggling a little bit right now with the game. Then they just need to figure it out. But yeah, I don't know. It's a weird thing.
I think it could be a couple things, right? I think how Alex said right now, they are not, I guess, liking the game. But I also think it has to do with mental, right? Because think about it this way. Number one, teams are going to have a ton of VOD on you because you played the most series at the LAN, right? I mean, you played the most series, you're going to have the most VOD. People can go and look at multiple series against different teams and get different looks of you. Okay, not only that, the game completely changed. I mean, Major 1 is a completely different game than what it is now, Major 2. They were not playing on this patch at Major 1. So, and that could hold a lot of weight. I mean, they could have had a perfect grasp on the game Major 1. They could have understood every single spawn point. They could have known every single timing. They could have known all this, all that. They could have known exactly what to do in every single situation. They looked so far ahead of the game in Major 1. They had a good grasp on the game. Maybe they don't have a great grasp or as good of a grasp as they did in Major 1, and their lack of love for the game and their lack of passion right now for this current state of the game is really just not helping them build on their knowledge. I think I don't want to say it's like a lack of effort. I think it's just a lack of passion right now. I don't think that they are quite enjoying their time as much as they did 6, 7, 8 weeks ago. So, I mean, that could be it. If that's actually it, and all it needs is like a spark or something to happen, I mean, they're going to be back to being dangerous because they're still all nasty.
Yeah.
But and if this is their floor, top 4, I mean, you're feeling good. But I just think I'm not giving up on Ultra just yet. I mean, they've lost 2, but they're still 4-2. Will more than likely, barring a miracle, finish 5-2. We'll have a top 4 seed. I mean, I think we should just hang in there for a little bit. But I do think that maybe that does have a play in it. I think the game changed, and maybe they're not vibing with it as much.
Yeah, definitely. I actually wanted to touch on. I think my mathing is correct here. The only way the top 4 teams aren't the top 4 seeds going in would be if Thieves beat Ultra and Vegas wins both of their series this weekend. Then Vegas would be the 4 seed and Ultra would fall out of top 4. I think that's the only way for that to happen. But obviously, Thieves beating Ultra is a bit of a stretch. Vegas winning, I think they're playing Surge and Ravens, is obviously very possible. So I think, honestly, even if Vegas win, if both teams are 5-2, let's say Ultra 3-0s, they would be 17-9 map count. And Vegas, if they got 2 3-0s, they would be 17-9 map count.
But they would still go to Ultra because they've played the split in Ultra.
Yeah, so I think unless Ultra loses, they're pretty much going to be guaranteeing their top 4. So it's going to be the top 4 teams hopefully facing off in like that winners round 2. That's exactly what everyone wants to see. But I mean, who knows what could happen?
Who do they play? Your Thieves.
Yeah, they play LAT. I'm feeling good, man. They're on a 2-loss streak. We're cooking. No, we'll get into PickEms though.
We broke Ultra.
I also do want to say, last week you guys said that Miami was gonna get cooked in their series. You guys were like, I said Miami was gonna win. You guys kind of gave me that look. You said they were gonna get absolutely smoke showed. Miami won their series, all right? So I just want to put it out there that, like, I know what I'm talking. You know, I know ball.
Miami can take their vamos and
You guys also
put it
said
here
that
on
Boston was going to get ran through by FaZe. I took Boston, and it was a very, very good series. I mean, Boston looked absolutely fantastic in that series, so I too know a little ball. You know what I'm saying?
That is true. But yeah, is there anything else you guys really want to touch on, like storylines or just last week, or do you want to hop into
I
pick'ems?
mean, one thing, LAG got to blow it up. I know we saw Fame
Oh, their ass.
get that gif out of him poofing or someone
Yeah,
poofing.
apparently it wasn't COD related, he said.
Okay, well, someone needs to go from that team because that team is straight boo-boo cheeks, respectfully. Carolina needs another Slayer somewhere.
Lion.
Thieves look, I thought they were gonna lose to Vegas, and they showed me up. So shout out to them
Yeah.
Thieves. I might start picking them a little more. I don't know. It just really depends. I mean,
Vegas looks good, man. Vegas looks good. I mean, but your LAT boys look much better. I still think that probably Afro needs to go. He's been doing really well in S&D, but I think that those core players are going to be good in S&D regardless. I really would like to see Joe back in the lineup. I think he'll bring another layer of slaying power in the respawns. I really do.
He's been cooking in challengers.
Afro's been much better than he was Major 1. I just can't deal with the inconsistency, man. I can't. You need to be consistent, especially on a team like that where your best slayer is Dan. No disrespect to Dan, but I mean, you need a team of slayers, at least 2 slayers. Nasty's been doing pretty okay for himself, but you got to have a consistent sub. I think Joe would be a better sub for this team because I mean Dan's been cooking, Nasty's been doing nice little damage, and I mean Crim's been solid.
Yeah.
I think Afro right now is just the weak point, and
he definitely is.
Yeah.
I mean, fellow as well.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know people say he's way better on land, but that was rough. My God, he went negative minus what?
0.6 or something.
Yeah, it's bad.
He had like 40 kills and like 70 some deaths or something like that.
Yeah, it's rough for him, but I don't know.
Against Miami too, dude. Like against Miami, like if you get tucked by FaZe, okay. I mean, you got tucked by FaZe, but against Miami, these guys couldn't shoot bots, dude. These guys couldn't shoot it back against recruit bots. We're getting tucked by Miami. Eric Boom had like a legacy series. This guy is trash.
He's cooking.
They were getting tucked by Miami.
Who do Miami play next? They're about to get cooked.
That's a great question.
It doesn't matter unless it's LAG.
They play Minnesota. They're both 1-5, but I would imagine Rocker probably can take that.
I mean, I hope.
Hey, you never know at this point, man. I do want to real quick go on a little LA Thieves rant. I have a lot of people like in my Discord, in my YouTube comments that were like calling me faded for having Thieves as the 5th ranked team after last week. A lot of people were telling me like they need to see more out of LAT before they can say they're number 5. And for me, like and this has been my response to everyone, I don't know what else Thieves can show you at this point to be number 5, right? No one's competing with the top 4. So if you just want to pretend they don't exist, like Thieves beat Rocker, who were undoubtedly number 5 for a majority of the season up until a couple weeks ago. They beat Legion, who I think were undoubtedly number 5 for the last couple weeks, right after Rocker fell off. Legion kind of took that spot. They beat Miami, but obviously Miami are trash. I just think, like, I don't know what team you could put over Thieves in a fair ranking. Like, if you want to say you still believe in Legion more, like, that's 100%, that's fine. Or, like, if you want to say you believe in Boston more, like, that's fine. But I think in, like, an unbiased, fair ranking, like, Thieves are the 5th best team in the league right now. They are in the standings, and, like, they beat the other teams that were considered 5th. So, for me, I just wanted to go on that little rant. I don't think Thieves are going to come out here and make top 4 at the event, but I think you got to have them at 5 in the rankings.
Are we forgetting about the Gorillas?
They are our kryptonite. They are our kryptonite. Are we going to
pretend like LAG don't exist?
They are our kryptonite, I will say. They might be the best.
I mean, these guys are just sitting down there. I think they might be the 5th best team. No, but seriously, if anybody's calling you faded for say, I mean, it's a valid take. I think undoubtedly it's between Legion and Thieves right now, and
Yeah.
I think recency bias says it's Thieves, right? I mean, Thieves just beat them, so I think you have to have Thieves in 5. I mean, Boston's too inconsistent. Rocker looks horse piss. I mean,
Lord.
I'm just being real.
No,
I
no,
mean,
it's just funny the way he said it.
I mean, I think it's valid. Anyone that's calling you brain dead for that is not valid whatsoever. I think it's a very valid tweet.
It is, yeah, it is valid. Like the only teams that are outside of the top 4, because no one is touching them right now at all, unless like I don't know, something magical happens and everyone breaks their hand in the top 4.
Oh Lord.
But Vegas and Thieves are like neck and neck. Thieves just beat Vegas, and everyone was praising Vegas for how good they've been. So it doesn't make any sense against Seattle, dog shit. Ravens, dog shit. Miami, dog shit. Minnesota, dog shit. I mean, like, who else do you want to put above them? Like, Boston Beach, they're poop.
Yeah, they're not complete.
Yeah, but everyone else really is dog shit. LAG, dog shit. Like, just you can't. There's nobody else that you could theoretically put above them. Now, yes, Vegas goes undefeated. Thieves loses one more. Yeah, you can probably flip flop them, but yeah, not a favorite take at all.
By the way, attach nearly 100 kills in 4 maps for the losses. That's brutal. By the way, I mean, that is brutal.
That hurt for him for sure.
Yeah, that man was nearly 100 kills in 4 maps, regardless of the result, is crazy enough. Then you go and you look and see that they lost. Yeah, I mean, my soul was hurting for that dude. He was doing everything he could, genuinely. I mean, he was pissing.
Yeah, man. I think it's interesting to me that I think every team in the bottom 8, if that's what we want to call them, are all missing 1 to 2 pieces at this point in time. Like, I don't think there's a single team outside the top 4 that you can say shouldn't make a roster change. You know what I mean? Like, at this point, I know every team should be targeting, like, to win, obviously. Like, everyone wants to win. But if I'm any of these teams outside the top 4, I'm looking to make a team that can compete for a top 5. You know what I mean? Top 6. Like, you'll get more prize money. You'll look better in the standings. You'll make champs. Like, if I'm any of the other teams outside the top 4, I'm figuring out a way to just find consistency so you can consistently be top 6. Because right now on LAN, I genuinely could not tell you of the bottom 8 teams who is going to come out on top of that pool. Like, anything can happen on LAN. LAG looked good at Major 1. Maybe they have a good LAN. Ravens have experience on LAN. Maybe they pop off. Like, genuinely, all these teams, I think, need to make changes if they want to be consistent. It's just a matter of, like, who's going to have the balls to do it first and get first dibs on Challenger's talent. I think is the real thing.
It's looking rough for Carolina. I mean, TJ just tweeted, missed the old Karachi HP. And then I believe earlier he tweeted that people are still using SoundEQ. And I think someone in the comments was saying that OpTic was using SoundEQ versus Ultra, because Ernie tweeted it and said something. I don't know. I mean, everyone is looking rough right now.
Why? My question is why are teams waiting?
Yeah.
That's my question. Okay, like, and you guys can call me faded. Please call me faded. But the way I'm looking at this is, as soon as this major's over, season's halfway done. So if I'm LAG right now, okay, and you don't want to spend money, whatever, whoop-de-doo. I don't really give a shit. You don't want to spend money, whatever. Okay. You're going to go and take this team that's 0-5, and more than likely, barring a miracle or a solid matchup for you, you're going to place top 12. What difference does it make if you sign a challenger with some upside potential, maybe bring, like, some positive energy into your team, and maybe at worst, get like a top 8. It's at least better than top 12. Why are we waiting? Why are we waiting to go to the major and get slammed to make a move? Like, why are teams? What is Miami doing? What is LAG doing? And I love Fellow. He's a great personality. Everyone talks about him as a good teammate, but obviously the guy's just not slaying to what they need. That team does not have enough slayers right now. I mean, Gwyn and TJ are out there trying everything they can. Clay is not a slayer anymore. He's older. He's going to be the captain that you need. He's not going to go up there and put insane numbers. You need somebody in that position on that flex that's going to help these teams. I don't know why are they waiting? Am I faded? Like, should they stick out the major and see what happens? Like, what are we doing? The season's halfway over. In next weekend, the season is halfway over.
Literally.
These teams, 4 of these teams right now are not making champs, and 4 of them above them aren't really far away. Like,
Mhm.
the only 4 that are right now that are almost locked in are the top 4 teams. The other 8 teams, any of those 8 teams could not make champs. What are we waiting for? Genuinely.
Yeah, I mean, it's especially right now where the 12th team and the 19th are separated by 10 points, which I
It's
mean,
insane. It's actually insane.
and the 12th team to top 8 just to get into if they keep the same format, of course. They could change up the format and everyone gets in, but if they kept how they kept last year, it was only top 8. You only need 15 points to catch up to Vegas.
That's what I'm
And
talking about. That's crazy.
and I mean, like, yes, we like these LAN matches. I think, if I'm not mistaken, they are weighted a lot heavier than qualifying matches online. Um, but you're gonna need some of these qualifying matches if you want to get the champs. Because the way Minnesota and Surge are looking, Minnesota is technically 5th right now with 85 points, but they're looking like dog piss. So,
Mhm.
you know, you just need a few series and you're right back up there. So, I agree with Preston on that.
Dude, that Dashy tweet is that's
Yeah, that's
comedy, by the
funny.
way.
Dude, actually insane thing I just realized as we were sitting here. The bottom 4 at Major 1, right? Like after qualifiers and the Major, the bottom 4 in points were Legion, Ravens, Breach, and Thieves. The bottom 4 in Major 2 are the other 4 teams. Like, they completely flip-flopped between who the bottom 4 were from Major 1 versus the bottom 4 for Major 2. It's
That's
actually
crazy.
kind of crazy how it's a perfect flip-flop. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on. I think it just goes to show you how ass everybody is. Like, they're all equally ass, that like any given day someone can win. It's just a matter. I mean, look at Thieves, man. Like, I love my boys. I said I think they're 5th. We won 2 like game 5 round 11s or whatever. One might have been game 5 round 10. But like, we were 2 or 3 rounds away from being 1-5 or whatever. You know what I mean? So like, it is a dog eat dog world down there, and these teams are just looking up, watching the godly top 4, just hoping that they get lucky and can place top 5, top 6 at the major. So that's why I agree with you guys. Make a roster change. You go out top 12 with this roster versus going out top 12 with a new one that you start building a little bit of chemistry with, that has maybe a higher upside. You're top 12 either way. You might as well go with the one that looks like it has higher potential, because you've seen your current roster is not really going to work. So
Yeah.
Jake is basically saying, if you're dog shit, go do something about it.
dude, and the thing is, like, these teams know they're dog shit. They're either friends and they're holding out hope, or they don't want to get roasted for making a change so soon. I don't know what it is. If I had to tell any of these teams to do it, to just figure out a way to be good for Major 3 at this point. Like, go start making moves, get the first dibs of talent in challengers, and actually build a team that works well together. Don't just look at stats. Don't just look at like who looks good right now. Like, figure out a team that actually fits the play style you want to build around. Find that core 1 or 2 guys in your current team and build around them. Figure it out, man, because it's going to be a battle to make champs down there, man. It's going to be absolutely insane.
There's 1 week of online qualifying matches left, and then it's the major. If you are a team that is struggling, the bottom 4, even the middle 4, right? Because there's 3 tiers. Top, middle, bottom, and even the middle is kind of towards the bottom, right?
Huh.
I personally would have a lot more respect you taking a brand new team into the major, getting that LAN rep under your belt, going in top 12, than taking this team that's been getting shit on for the past 5 weeks into the major, get top 12, because you just wasted a LAN major. You wasted a chance at getting points, because don't forget, the points this year are weighted for LAN. So you get more points the further you make it at a LAN event. So I personally would respect it a lot more, and I'm not expecting a brand new team to go into a LAN and just take over. So I'm not expecting you to go into it and get anything past top 8 at best. But with the way some of these teams are looking now, man, I mean, they look bad. They look so bad. So bad. Not even competitive bad. Like, I want to fall asleep watching the Seattle Surge play, the Heretics play. I think I'd rather, like, I used to watch all the matches, and now I have to forcibly watch these teams play, which is depressing, kind of.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, again, if you're not in the top 4, realistically, it's going to be so hard for you to make up any points on LAN just because of how good the top 4 teams are. Like, you need to win these online matches as much as you can because, yes, the points are weighted more for LAN, but doesn't really help you if you're not making it far and you're getting double first rounded, and it doesn't really help you. So you might as well just start winning some of these online matches. Give it your all. Doesn't matter if they're online. Snake a little bit. Break some GAs. Do something. Make it
Lord.
interesting.
Thanks. Hey, yo, Judge, thank you for the follow, by the way. Shout out to Judge, man.
That's my guy.
But yeah, dude, I mean, I love talking about how ass these teams are. It's just incredible how bad they are. But I think it's time we get into pick'ems. We can talk a little bit more about how ass they are as we look at the matchups. Bang. All right, we're in there. Shorter weekend. Right off rip, we only got 2 matches on Friday, which is a bit disappointing. But hey, it's gonna be a boring weekend of matches, if I do say so myself. It's actually kind of insane that we only have 1 series. I mean, I'm looking forward to Thieves series, obviously, as a Thieves fan, but for like a general neutral fan, there's literally only 1 good series this weekend, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I mean, let's kick it off, man. We'll start off with the first series, Vegas versus Seattle Surge. 66% of people are voting for Vegas at this point in time. I think those 66% are right. I'm going to go 3-1 Vegas. But, I mean, dude, Seattle's still a wild card for me. Like, if it goes game 5, I'd be terrified if I had to play Seattle because for some reason they win search. But I'm going 3-1 Vegas.
Yeah, I'm going 3-0 Vegas.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat with you.
You're going 3-0, Preston?
Yeah, I'm going 3-0. I don't really think this will be close. I still am not moved by this Surge team at all. They came out hot last weekend against Rocker and won a skid HP, and I'm like, okay, yeah, these guys look good. And then got proceeded to get
dude,
slammed.
Brezzy was cooking in that first map.
I'm like, whoa, these
dude,
guys.
I thought Illy subbed in for him or something.
Real quick, what is up with those cruise missiles? Let's talk about that for a little bit. Those are some horrible cruise missiles.
They were horrible cruise missiles.
And
yeah, they were bad.
Not lying. You're not lying.
They were bad.
But I have Vegas 3-1 as well.
Very nice. Clean sweep there. Next series, it's a classic. The Battle of LA. Dude. Every single time I pick Thieves and every time afterwards I say I'm never picking Thieves again because I think we're 7-1 versus Gorillas. I also think random stat. I feel like sketch with the finger. I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure Gorillas have a winning record against only 1 team in the entire league, and it's Thieves. So that kind of hurts me. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go Thieves. I'm gonna regret this, I know for a fact, but I'm gonna go Thieves, and I'm gonna say 3-1 because it's Gorillas, and I'm sure they'll figure out a way to beat us at some map.
I mean, genuinely, if there's a series for Thieves to beat Gorillas, it's this one. Gorillas
Please,
have not
Lord.
looked good at all. They literally have looked like the worst team in the league, and Thieves have actually looked like they're on a potential uprising. So I'm going to go Thieves 3-0. I don't see them losing a map. I don't. But every single time these 2 teams play, I take Thieves, and then I always end up losing. So if the Thieves lose this battle, I'm never picking Thieves in another pick'ems again. I don't care.
I already know I'm going to do it anyway, so I shouldn't even say it anymore.
I'm picking Thieves 3-1.
Yeah.
This is, I haven't picked Thieves the last 2 times. They've won both of them. So I'm picking Thieves. If they lose, Jake, you're gonna have to owe me some reparations.
Do I have to move to the other side of LA as my fandom?
Yeah, you might have to.
Nah, bro, you couldn't pay me to be a Gorillas fan, bro. They don't even tweet.
They don't do anything.
It's actually insane.
They could tell me I could run their account. I'd do it for free. I'd have more tweets out them for an hour than they have this whole season.
Honestly, LAG, holla at me. I just started my career in esports, but I'll do it for you.
All right, moving on to Saturday. We got Vegas versus the Carolina Royal Ravens. I'm surprised. Right now on the Pick'em site, more people are voting for Ravens than Legion. It's 53.5% Ravens, 46.5% Legion. Honestly, I'm extremely surprised with that. Yeah, I'll start it off with one of you guys. What are you thinking for this series?
I'm going 3-0 Vegas. I don't think it'll be close.
I'll go 3-1 Vegas. I'll give Carolina a map, but I mean, 53% of people are faded. That's what I think.
Oh
I mean,
Lord, you're gonna get clipped
good.
when Ravens win.
I mean, if it happens, kudos to those people. But I mean, this should be like 80-20 Vegas. I'm not even lying. Carolina has looked absolutely god awful.
Mhm.
God awful. Series they should have won, they've lost. Series that should have been not close, they've somehow made close. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. I've lost all faith in this team.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Vegas. I'll go 3-0. I got to throw more 3-0s. I don't want to be like a 3-1 merchant, even though it's easy. It's easy to just give people a map. I mean, Attach is by far the best player in this series. And then it's a toss up between probably Nero or Gwyn for second. I just think Vegas they got better teamwork. They got a lot more slaying. But I mean, honestly, it wouldn't completely shock me if Ravens won this, but I really do think Vegas should be the clear-cut favorite in this series. But like I said, the bottom 8 is a toss-up every time they play each other. But yeah, all right. So we're clean sweeping across the board, boys. I'm gonna need to see some differences here soon, or we're gonna be getting too boring for the viewers. Next up, we got our Monster Energy double points matchup. It is the Miami Heretics versus the Minnesota Rocker. Probably to no surprise, Rocker are the favorites. But what do you guys have?
Yeah, I have Rocker 3-2.
Close series.
Yeah, I mean,
switch it up.
They're both dog shit. So I mean, again, I'm still not giving my Vamos to Miami until they prove something to me. Beating who they beat last week? I even forgot already. Beating
Carolina.
Beating Carolina, just show me anything. I'll give you my Vamos when you beat someone good.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be really hard to beat someone good.
Yeah, you aren't lying. And I, unfortunately, even though would like to change the scope of how this has gone, I'm agreeing with him 3-2. So. Up to you, Jake.
Dude, I almost kind of want to go Miami. Like, I logically, I think I logically think Rocker should win this. But dude, Miami, like, they got that first win. That's what Eric Boom said in the interview. Like, we finally have that first win. It's gonna help our confidence. Like, I don't know. They looked like they were in good spirits after winning. But also Rocker just got their first win too. So I feel like the same thing goes for both teams here. So I'm gonna play it the safer route. I'm gonna go Rocker. But I'm gonna go 3-1. I'm going to go 3-1 rather than sticking with the 3-2s. Then we have the best matchup of the weekend. We have a battle for top 4 at the major. We got LA Thieves versus the Toronto Ultra. To no surprise, Thieves have 5% of the picks. These teams also played each other in January, and Ultra won 3-1. Yeah, I mean, I don't. If you say 3-0, I'm going to be upset, but I'll understand.
You know what? I'm thinking Ultra 3-0. Yeah, sorry, Drake.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it.
No, dude, he can't help himself.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I don't want to do it, but I'm gonna do it.
He can't help, dude. Think about, you picked Boston versus FaZe last week in this exact same time slot. Think about how that went.
This is a little bit different than Boston FaZe. So FaZe is looking unreal. Boston super inconsistent. Toronto's looked a little bit on a downward spiral, and Thieves have looked okay. Give me Thieves in a game 5. There's my upset of the weekend. Give me Thieves in a game 5. Toronto's 0-2. I don't know the last time they've lost 3 matches in a row. I mean, if they have ever. But give it to me, man. I'll take Thieves game 5. I'm thinking Thieves. That's a mistake, but I am.
Hey, I love it. I'm not trying to get called a Thieves bias fan. I kind of pride a lot of my content on being unbiased. So I think if I pick Thieves here, I'm kind of doing myself a disservice and going against what I preach. So I'm going to go Toronto. I'm going to give Thieves a map, though. I'm going to give us a map. Toronto just only won 1 round versus OpTic. Thieves would look good in search. Maybe we take that map, too. I'm praying for a miracle, man. I'm going to be going crazy for this series on the watch party, but it's going to take a miracle, Preston, for that to occur.
I believe in him. You know what I'm saying? Why not Thieves? Why not?
Why not, man? That's, I like them. I like the idea, bro. I like the mindset. But yeah, all right. We'll move on to the last day of qualifiers for Major 2. And then next week, we're going to be doing pick'ems for the Major, our bracket and stuff. But Atlanta FaZe versus LA Gorillas. I'm gonna keep it simple. I think this is 1-0. Gorillas forfeit after map 1. I don't see this being close. It's probably like a 100-point club map 1. But what are you guys thinking?
I'm thinking 3-1.
-1. They're gonna win a series and then give it back.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's gonna happen, but yeah, I got FaZe 3-0. That's not gonna be close.
Yeah, I'm gonna go FaZe 5-0.
They're gonna run extra maps for the scrims.
They're gonna try to play FaZe 5 maps because it's probably gonna be more maps this series than they play at the majors. So, FaZe 5-0.
Nah, this could genuinely be the fastest series of the year at this point, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you're not lying.
This is the best team right now versus the worst team in my opinion. So we'll see how this goes. I mean, Gorillas are gonna come out and they're gonna push this like game 5 round 11, and we're all gonna be like, what the hell's going on? Just because of what we said. But yeah, second to last matchup. I mean, you got a struggling Boston team versus the stinky poo-poo Seattle Surge team. Honestly, though, Surge are okay at SND, and Boston are kind of trash at SND. So, like, I don't know.
Good against OpTic in those SNDs.
Dude, I don't know. I don't know, man. I'm thinking
actually go either way, to be honest.
Yeah.
I have Boston 3-1.
Yeah, I think that's the safe bet.
Yeah,
I'm going Boston 3-1.
Yeah, I'm right there with him. I think Boston has the edge in the respawns. And I don't think Seattle have that much of an edge over Boston and S&D where I'm confident that it's like that big of a difference. So I'll go Boston 3-1.
Dude, I can't shake that feeling. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Like I looked at the pick'ems before we went live, and like I did a quick run through, and I was like, yeah, Boston over Surge, sure. But I don't know, dude. I just feel like Seattle's the kind of team where like Hook and Abuza maybe have a solid series. RC's just does a little kill whoring, maybe gets a cruise missile at a clutch moment or something. Dude, I'm gonna go Seattle 3-2. It's against my better judgment, but something inside me is giving me that little tickle. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm going Seattle 3-2. I'm feeling this was the same series Miami won last week, this time slot on Sunday. Maybe there's a little something in the air at 3:30 p.m. Central Time on Sundays, but I'm doing it, dude. I'm going Seattle. But then we get into the matchup of the weekend. Double points on this one, by the way, as well. So this is big for the pick'ems points. We got OpTic versus New York. 70% of fans are currently predicting OpTic. And we'll kick it off with one of you guys, man. What are we thinking?
I'm very confident in my boys. I'm going 3-1 OpTic. I'm just leave it at that.
You know, if you asked me like last week, I would say that if OpTic didn't win this in 4, they're not going to win the series. But after the S&D I saw this weekend, I genuinely think they could take this in any single way fashion. Even though New York looks really good in S&D, I think I'm going to go OpTic in a game 5 here. I think they probably split each a hard point and each an S&D. But I think I like the OpTic and the control. I think the game's going to come down to the control. I think it's going to go to game 5, and I think I like OpTic in that game a little bit more. So,
we're really good at control, dude.
Yeah, which is really good because if you're good at control, you're kind of like in any series, no matter what. I'm going to go game 5. I mean, I picked Toronto last week and OpTic won, so part of me is thinking I should just pick New York just because maybe it's good juju, but I'll go OpTic game 5.
Oh, man. I mean, I really like what I'm seeing out of both of these teams, bro. Like, both of these teams look really good right now. They look in form, but I got to be that guy. I'm going New York subliners.
You know what? Just for that, give me Gorillas.
Oh, he's switching up on the LA matchup. I think I'm gonna go 3-2 because obviously I know OpTic's a great team. But dude, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if New York win this in less maps. I think the real kicker for me is all of New York's players look incredible right now, whereas OpTic, I feel like they're getting slightly carried by Shotzzy. And I don't like teams that live and die by one player making big plays every series. So for that reason, I kind of think New York. And plus, I think Shotzi's probably the best sub in the game right now, but I think Hydra's a close second, just in current form, obviously, not like the whole season. I just like this matchup kind of for New York, but this is a series that can obviously go either way. But I'm going to give New York the 3-2. I just think overall their players look really, and their vibes look insane right now if you look at their cams and listen to their comms. So I'm going to give New York the edge.
That's fair. That's fair. You should know better than Dow Kenny, though.
That is true, bro. I would know pretty well what Ken's capable of because he took down OpTic plenty of times.
Thank you.
In recent years.
Yeah, thank you. Great, awesome, incredible. Yeah.
But yeah, this is our pick'ems. Let me save this now before I forget. I'm cooking at pick'ems right now. I got 85 points right now, Major 2. I'm ranked in the top 500, so you know, I'm cooking.
I have 51
I have 75.
Hey, let's go.
Because mine didn't save, so mine doesn't count.
Yeah,
I got slammed last week. Slammed bad.
Oh man,
I should have way more points, but I didn't save them week 3 for like the first 2 days, so that was my fault.
I went 4 for 9 last week, including an 0-3 Sunday.
Oof, yeah, that hurts.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it hurts bad.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got 7 out of 9.
Why would I take Boston over?
Dude, I can't believe I didn't hear you on the last pod. When I was editing it back, and I literally paused it, and I was like, did he actually say that? Because I didn't even react when you said that live. Like, I didn't react at all when you said that. So I don't know, bro. I just didn't hear you last weekend.
Alex was waiting for you to react, and you never did.
Dude,
so
because the first thing you said was this is going to be an absolute smoke show, and in my mind I was like, all right, he's got FaZe 3-0. So I just like didn't hear the rest of what you said. And I was too focused at the next matchup because it was Legion Thieves, and I was thinking about my boys. So yeah, that's my bad.
I was like, it's going to be an absolute smoke show, Boston 3-0. And I was like, I'm just kidding. But I do think Boston has a chance here, which they did freaking not. So, I mean, GG.
Oh, man. All right, now I want to take a moment to talk about Patty P's tier list that he tweeted out. I was originally going to say, like, we should talk about this whole superstar debate. But I do think it's a little bit overdone at this point. I think people have heard enough about the superstar thing. But I do think perfect timing out of Patty P tweeting this out today. He put out this tier list, which I have on screen for the viewers, kind of going over his different tiers of players in the league. I mean, obviously you can see it. He has 8 different tiers. But I want to get your guys' thoughts overall, how you feel about this list. If there's anything outstanding that you're like, he's faded for this placement of this player. But yeah, initial impressions, if you need a moment to look over it, I can go first because I kind of looked at it a little bit. I mean, I'll kick it off. I think the first, overall, I think this list looks good. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I think it's a very solid list. I think the first thing that immediately caught my eye was Nasty in the bottom tier. I think Nasty's been good enough to be in up a tier, or maybe in solid but replaceable tier. He might not have an insane KD right now, but the dude is pumping out like the most damage almost every series for Thieves. And maybe that's Thieves bias talking a little bit, but I really don't think Nasty should be in like the challengers calling tier.
Actually, brother, I mean,
OpTic sketches burner over here, dude.
He was the best player on London last season. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense. I mean, yes, he was bumped down to challengers, but to me, because they weren't in London anymore. So, I mean, he was caught up. He was probably one of the best players in challengers on that team with like Bands and Beans and I forgot who else. But I mean, yeah, I could see that. I don't think it's too faded.
Challengers calling is a sick title.
I mean, it's dude. The phone is ringing for a lot of those guys, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
That's crazy.
They just haven't answered.
It's a solid list.
He's not wrong.
It's a solid list. It's a solid list. It really is. I mean, I give the guy a lot of slack, but it's pretty solid. if you're gonna go with only 5 superstars, those are probably the 5 I go with as well.
Yeah.
Just being genuine. Um, but I mean, you look at a BC and you're like, oh god, this guy's not a superstar. But I mean, that's his list, right? He only wants 5 superstars. So the fact that a BC and Shots here on the same tier level with Draws, Dashy, Kleenex, I mean, it's a very solid list. I actually think you could probably bump Kismet up one if I'm being honest. I think his might be deserve to be an all-star versus star. But
I think
Dude.
I think you can also probably bump up Skies as
I
well,
was gonna say,
honestly.
I feel like I'd bump up Skies first, maybe out of the New York guys.
I think some of these New York guys aren't getting enough credit, but you know,
It's
he
hard
wants
when
to
you have
take
Hydra on your team, bro, especially
yeah,
after last season.
he's clearly taken like superstars and all-stars very, very seriously.
Hmm.
Like this is quite literally the best of the best, and you know, it's his list. If he would have had Shotzi and stars, I was gonna go nuts. No, but it is. It's solid. It's solid. Rising Stars is a good tier list for both of those guys. Um, yeah.
I mean,
I mean,
honestly, I'm not mad at the list. Like
no.
No.
I somewhat agree with it.
Nero might
Like,
be a little low.
where's Nero at? Good pieces.
Fifth one, good pieces. That might
Where's
be a
the
little low.
Tad chat?
Tashes and stars.
Stars. That's valid. I don't know
Oh,
if
yeah.
Nero's a star, but Rising Stars is a weird title. I think you should have like a tier in between stars and good pieces, and that's where I would put Nero, Gwyn, and Lens.
Yeah, I feel like there should be just like a, I don't know, great tier instead of rising
Yeah.
stars, because like
Yeah.
those guys would fit in that tier anyway, I think. And I
Yeah.
feel like it's kind of like a cop out tier that's like, let's just throw the good rookies in this one real quick.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
Good,
saying
great,
Attach used it
star.
like that, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. Good, great stars, and then I would have thrown Nero in that great because he has been great for that team.
Honestly, I'm not gonna lie. Everything under good pieces, he kind of cooked. He kind of cooked. I'm
Yeah,
not
his
gonna
bottom
lie.
tiers are right, I think, honestly.
I mean, I could see P Dog moving up to probably like a good piece because I mean he just won a national championship. He's playing. I don't even want to say he's playing good or great or because I actually don't know how he's playing on Boston. I mean, it seems like he's been pretty good from what I've seen, so I could see him bumping him up to like solid but replaceable and even a good piece. Like I feel like P Dog again, he's one of those players that's like he's gonna do what he needs to do as a flex and be where he needs to be. So I mean, I feel like any team would want to have him on his on their team. So I think he could go up.
No, dude, Challenger's calling is crazy.
That's hilarious. No, it's good. Yeah, no, honestly, as a whole, I think adding in that all-star tier really helps it not feel top heavy in terms of a lot of superstars, but also like you're disrespecting guys who are probably really in that conversation. So honestly, I think given the parameters, it seems like ACHES has on this was like, you can't have too many superstars. I think it's good, man. I do actually think it's good. Like I said, I think you could move Skies up. I think you could maybe move Insight up too, because I feel like Insight is just really good year in and year out. But yeah, no, the only thing I think I would really change would be instead of Rising Stars as an actual tier, making it kind of like a, maybe like, I don't know if you want to call it great pieces, because it just seems kind of like cheesy to go from good to great, but definitely could see something else as a little better tier there.
Yeah.
Dude.
See,
I
I
didn't
mean,
even
he's gonna limit it to 5 and like each of the superstars and all stars. I personally would move a couple of those guys from all stars up to superstars, but I mean, everyone's gonna have a different opinion.
Dude,
Like
Alex is dying.
I think Shotzi's a superstar. I think Dash is a superstar. I think Abizi and Draza are both superstars.
Draza, interesting.
But yeah, everybody has a different list. I think this is a very, very solid list. I do. I really do.
dude, the what he commented to TJ.
Get ready to learn XDefiant, buddy. That is funny, bro. That is funny.
Oh my god.
Wait, what happened?
Tej said you would be in the same tier that I'm in if I made an XDefiant or a list of XDefiant employees, and Patty P said with how you've been playing, get ready to learn XDefiant, buddy.
Jeez.
I like it though. I do like it. But yeah, I mean, chat, let us know what you think of this list. I think Patty P cooked. I think he cooked. There's obviously some minor tweaks you can make, but there's nothing where I'm like, yo, this guy's faded with this take.
Yeah. Like everyone's gonna have some minor tweaks in their own opinions, but this is a very solid overall list. Few here and there things I would personally change, but like I said, very, very solid. There's nothing out here that is just crazy outlandish that I'm like, what is this guy talking about?
Yeah, Flashy wants to know our take on the Dashy retweet. So Dashy retweeted it and said, Team All-Stars is wiping the floor with Team Superstar in a 5v5. So Team All-Star versus Team Superstar. I mean,
what game?
He
Black
said
Ops 4?
he said
cooking.
5v5. Honestly, I think Dashy's faded, bro. I think he's faded. I don't know.
They might.
Let's look at it. 3 subs, 2 ARs.
Yeah.
2 ARs for Superstars. Scrap and Sell. 2 ARs for All-Stars. Draza and Dashy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking Scrap and Sell over both those guys any day of the week. I think Scrap and Sell are the best second and first AR in the league.
Yeah, I mean,
if we're talking like BO4, obviously Dashy was insane at Black Ops 4. So maybe there's a little bit of a difference there. But like just looking at the players and what they are now, if it was a 5v5 matchup, I mean, I think
I would love to actually see that matchup happen, to be honest. Because it
would be fire. It would be fire. The fact that we don't get an all-star game where we don't see like Team 1 versus Team 2 is just ridiculous to me. It would take an hour and a half for them to play a best of 5 series on stage. But hey, what do I know?
I think Dashy's just trolling a little bit. I think Superstars wins it, but it would be fire to watch. It
would be great. Yeah.
Like that pace that Abe and Shotzi would put on the map. Oh my god.
Oh, it would be that'd be a fun ass team to watch.
Yeah.
Could you imagine getting through the first line of Cell and Scrap and then having to deal with Hydra, Pred, and Simp as the next 3? Dude, that is absolute nightmare fuel. That is quite literally nightmare fuel. I don't think that's literally what I see in my nightmares right there. Just getting the first two kills of a hill, of it being Cell and Scrap, and then the next 3 are Simp, Pred, and Hydra. You're not even halfway done, and you still have Simp, Pred,
what about what Kismet said? He said Team Stars can take the whole list in hand-to-hand combat.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, for sure.
Oh, for sure, bro.
Do you reckon?
Dude, Kenny, Kiz, Sib, Attach, bro. I bet you those guys can freaking throw down, bro.
Yeah, dude.
I bet you those guys throw down.
I mean, I think Dill's too nice of a guy to throw hands. Probably Jamie the same way, but at least...
I feel like Dill as an envoy would like jump on your back or something like that.
Yeah, he'd be like covering your eyes while someone's punching you.
Yeah, at least Sib, Kenny, Kiz, and probably Attach are throwing hands. I don't see Skies throwing hands. I don't see Envoy throwing hands. I don't see Insight throwing hands. But the other 3, I can see throwing hands.
Dude, it's hilarious. Sometimes the COD competitive community like is just good stuff like this that I love, and then sometimes it's just pisses me off, bro. But tonight is one of those good nights where I'm like, hell yeah, bro. Like I like the camaraderie we got going on.
Dude, I gotta see this 5v5 match happen.
Never gonna happen.
Hitch. Somebody tag Hitch and make it happen in the offseason. If there's somebody that would make it happen, it's Hitch.
Hitch and Zuma.
If there's somebody that would make it happen, it is Hitch. I'm telling you right now, it's Hitch. Put it on Black Ops 4. I'd love to watch that, genuinely. That'd be so fun. I love that game. Those 10 players in a Black Ops 4 like grudge match would be freaking hysterical.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, we didn't get to see Shotzi play Black Ops 4, so...
That is true.
Or Pred, for that matter. I don't really know if he really played back then. He says he didn't and never really got a chance to play this game, so... Oh, man.
Yeah.
Not MW? Hell no. Oh, my God. There's so many things I'd rather do. I'd rather slam my balls in a waffle press than watch MW.
God damn.
The hottest temperature level 2.
This guy's wild, and dude. What the hell is he talking about, bro?
That game is absolutely horrible.
What is this guy talking about? How did he even come up with that? That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. All right. So real quick, I want to play a game. As you know, we like to play our games here on the show before we hop into like chatting with chat for sake of better words. But I want to play CDL Wavelength. I don't know if you guys have seen people play Wavelength on TikTok before, but the way they'll do it with a lot of different things. I've seen it with a lot of sports because that's what's a lot of on my For You page. But the way it works is two of us will know a number 1 through 10, right? One person will close their eyes, the other two will pick a number 1 through 10. And the person who doesn't know the number asks questions. So, like, let's say the question is like gun skill. And the other two people have to come up with a person that their gun skill matches that rank between 1 through 10. So if the number was 10 and you said, give me a player with gun skill, and we would say Dashy, because Dashy's got a 10 out of 10 gun skill. You know what I mean? So it kind of works like that. So the idea is we got to get on the same wavelength by using those types of questions. One person doesn't know the number, and the other two have to do a good job of picking the right players to sort of match and see if we can get on that wavelength. So that's kind of how it works. Who wants to go first? Who wants to close their eyes, I guess, or look away from the screen? We'll do 3 rounds, so all 3 of us are gonna have a chance. But
I'll go first. I'll turn around.
all right, you turn around, Alex. If you want to just hold up a number on screen and just with your fingers, 1 through 10, we'll rock with that.
Oh shit.
Okay, I think that works. Chat, do not say the number. I probably should have told chat to like close their eyes too if they didn't want to see it. But yeah, you're good to turn around.
Okay.
But yeah, you can ask anything. I mean, it could be anything CDL player related. Whatever you want, man.
Is this just current CDL players as well?
No, we can do all time, I guess.
Oh, that's gonna be rough.
You don't have to do all time. Like if whatever he asked, if you want to just correlate it to a CDL player, it's fine. But if you have a really good all-time player you want to say, that works too.
Okay, give me an all-time Call of Duty competitive 4v4 roster.
Wait, what?
Like a
Wait,
roster of
one player.
Well, no, I guess he can ask for a roster. I guess it could be anything.
Aren't I trying to guess a number?
Yeah, you're trying to get the number.
Okay, so yeah.
You can ask. So you can ask questions, I guess, using anything as an answer. All-time roster to fit that number.
That fits that number. Yeah.
I mean, so I'm trying to think. In the grand scheme of all time, right? Obviously, 10 out of 10 would be your really, 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 really great ones. 1 out of 10 would be like teams that were ass. In the middle would be maybe teams that won a little bit, but maybe weren't obviously top caliber.
Oh, I think I have a good team for this.
Feel free to say it. If I think you're absolutely faded, I'll say it. If not, then we can just run with it.
Wait, is this just like any roster, or do we have to name specific players?
No, any roster.
No, it could be any roster that's played.
Florida Mutineers.
In what
I
game?
kind of like that. I kind of like Florida Mutineers for this one.
In what game?
Oh shit!
I think just in general.
Horse piss, but at MW they were cooking.
I think in general, like over the course of their whole existence, Florida Mutineers.
I mean, I can't lie, they've been kind of mid.
And you asked 3 questions, by the way.
Okay.
So you can sort of dial it in.
They've been kind of mid. Besides, like MW, they had an absolute legacy year.
Dude, I like that. I like that, Alex, a lot, actually.
So, if they didn't have MW, I'd say like 3. But because they had the legacy MW year, I'll have like I'm like at a 5-6 right now. I think is probably my guess if I had to guess.
All right. Now ask your second question.
That might even be a little high, but
yep.
Okay. Let's go.
We'll see if you could dial this in, man. We'll see if you could dial this in.
Let's go. A competitive weapon used in Call of Duty over the years.
Ooh, competitive weapon used in COD.
No,
I mean, there's been some really good ones. There's been some bad ones. So.
Yeah. I mean, a lot of the competitive weapons have obviously been pretty good, or else they wouldn't be what they used in the league.
But in terms of other competitive,
Craig from Cold
Craig? I could see the Craig making sense. I think I could see the Craig making sense for that.
Oh, we are so mid right now. I mean, I've never seen a more 5 weapon in my life. I'm not gonna lie to you.
All right.
That's the most mid weapon of all time.
Because I mean,
7-4U is so godlike. Oh my god.
No, I think Craig is good. I think Craig matches what we're thinking.
Okay.
Okay.
But we'll
Alright.
see if I don't know if Preston's on the same wavelength as us.
I think I'm at 5 right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I'm
Okay.
at 5. All right. I need a good one here. What can I just absolutely dial in?
The more like modern you can make the question, probably the better we can be dialed with our answers. So that might be a
Okay.
good way to go for the last one.
All right. Give me a player from this year's title.
A player from this year's title.
Title.
Mhm. I mean, if I'm thinking about it, this person's got to be mid. He's got to be so mid this year. I mean, if I'm right, I mean, I don't know.
I'm thinking maybe.
I'll let you answer this one. So I've answered both of them.
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe. I'm trying not to give you something like crazy. You know, like I'm trying not to pull you off the horse here.
I mean, if I'm far off,
I
you have
think
to.
I'm thinking Snoopy.
That's who I was thinking. I ain't gonna lie.
Snoopy, I think, is what I'm thinking.
See, he's been like a little mid too, but he's been better than a 5, I think. I think that might have put me at like 6. I can't lie.
Whenever you have your final answer, feel free to lock it in.
I don't think he's been quite a 5. I think he's been a little bit better than mid. He's been like one of the only bright spots on that Boston team, so I think I'm gonna lock in 6, but I don't think I'm really comfortable with that answer. But I mean, that's what I got.
All right, Alex, do you want to reveal what the number was?
The number was, drum roll, please. 6.
Let's
Yeah,
go,
that
dude.
was-
You were dialed. I love it.
Dude, those were pretty good. You guys did good. I mean, I was there the Florida was a godlike start. By the
Yeah,
way.
dude, that was an
Florida a
amazing
godlike
pull,
start.
Florida.
That was a pull.
I was afraid if I
Ooh.
said like if we said like 2019 specifically, it was gonna pull you too high. So that's why we tried to say everything.
No, Florida was godlike from the rip, and then I was at 5, and Snoopy was a good answer. Snoopy hasn't been quite a 5. But
Yeah,
he's
I was
been-
thinking Snoopy's been like slightly better than average this season.
Yeah, that was good.
I
You guys, I mean, you guys were dialed. That was good.
Hell
I was
yeah.
gonna say him or Abuza. Snoopy or
Abuza would have been a
know.
good shout too. Abuza might have put me back a little bit. He might have kept me closer to 5. But all right, Alex, you can close your eyes,
Okay.
turn around, whatever you want to do, man.
Sure.
Preston, do you want to pick the number? Or do you want me to? I like it. That's a solid number, man. That's one of the numbers 1 through 10. I will say that. Alex, you're good to turn around. Chat, obviously don't spoil the number. You guys are good though. I'm sure you won't. And Alex, you got 3 questions, man. Fire away.
Okay. Number of championships.
Number of championships in the grand scheme of things. So 10 is Crim. 1 is someone with 0, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I like to try to set the scale. So number of championships. I might pull up like the freaking website real quick to see if I'm dialed.
I mean, I have an answer. Okay.
Feel free to throw it out. I'll let you know if I think you're crazy.
I mean, this is like an obvious one for me, to be honest. I mean, it'd be Dashy for me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
you
I
can
can
let me
see
know
it.
what you're thinking, Jake.
I could see it. I think that's not exactly where I would go, but I do think that's a solid one.
What are you thinking? Give him an answer too, maybe.
I'm thinking another modern player. I'm thinking Draza.
Oh.
Dashy might be a little bit better. I mean, I don't know. I think it depends. You can just think about both of those, I guess. You can have 2
Yeah.
answers for that question.
Okay.
Those are both pretty solid.
Damn, I genuinely don't know.
Again, you can go modern if it's easier to think of things. It's obviously going to be easier for us to dial you in.
Oh. Movement.
Movement player.
Yeah.
Oh,
Player or
Lord.
like
Movement.
game?
Oh yeah, player or game.
Player.
Okay. All right.
Movement
Like,
player. This is
What's their
tough.
movement like? Like, are they like, holy shit, that's Shotzi level movement?
Yeah.
Or like, he's not
Hmm.
moving at all. I'm talking
Yeah.
about clay. Thick in the dirt.
Okay. I got you. This could be rough.
Yeah, this could
Yeah.
definitely be hard to dial in, I think. Because I don't think about movement often unless they're like goaded. I was thinking Lamar, like Flashy just said in chat. I was thinking Lamar could maybe be a solid answer.
That might be.
Man, that's a move.
Yeah,
That's a move.
He has been moving this year, to be
He
honest.
has. He has.
I could say this year's Lamar. This year's Lamar we can maybe cook
Okay.
with.
yeah, I think that
Okay.
works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you got an idea where you're sitting at right now, number wise? You want to
Yeah.
share with us? You don't have to share.
I'm sitting like 4-3.
Okay. What? All right. What's your third question, man? We gotta get you locked.
I'll take one of Preston's. Because I actually kind of like this question. Give me a team.
Team.
Yeah, that was a good question. I'm not gonna lie.
A
Thanks,
team.
So this is like okay 10. Okay, all right. We already set the boundaries. All right.
I'm thinking Seattle Surge.
No.
History wise, not like this season.
Okay.
For the whole CDL.
Seattle might be a good shout. I mean, that might be a good shout.
That's the first place my mind went with it.
That might be a good shout. That they're like right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I guess that's what we got. I hope we have you locked in. I hope we have it dialed, but we might maybe we failed you.
I'm sticking to my gut. This is what I'm thinking. Thinking 4.
Answer.
Is that your final?
Yes.
Oh, so close. So close.
Was it 3?
It was
3.
Yeah,
it was 3.
Dude, I was like,
yeah.
So
when
close.
you said honestly, when you said Jaza, it threw me off because Jaza. Because I guess I should have clarified more. Because a ring, when I think of championships, a ring means more to me. So I was like,
Gotcha. I was just thinking total. I thought Dashy would have been too. Because I mean, in the grand scheme of things, he has 2 wins, right? I was thinking, like, honestly, he'd be more closer to 1 than 3.
Jesus.
Because like Crim is like 38. You know what I mean?
true,
I thought.
true.
I mean, Draza has 3 wins, which obviously, I mean, it's not why I picked him. I just thought like that 1 extra win over Dashy for me pulled me close, like up a little bit. I thought Dashy was too low, but maybe Dashy was the right one.
Okay. Dang. So I was close.
You were close. Yeah,
Could be
you were
my
on the right
bad.
track. You were on the right track.
Damn.
All right.
All right,
Jake,
I'm
you
gonna
wanna
close
do
my eyes. Yeah, I would turn around, but my headset won't
You pick Alex.
won't allow me.
Let's go.
Oh, I'm so locked in right now.
Gotcha.
I'm
Yep.
so locked in.
Okay.
Am I good?
Yeah, you're good. Yep. You're good. Yep.
All right. Let's lock in, man. Let's lock in. 98, that's a good number. Dude, imagine if we did this 1 through 100. That would be insanity.
That would be crazy.
All right, first question. I think this is a good one because there's not a lot of answers, but it makes it hard. Give me a world championship winning squad.
Wow.
Oh,
A team that won COD champs.
that one. EG.
No. Not a chance.
1? Is this number 0?
Not a chance.
Oh.
I was thinking maybe like E United.
BF4.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Okay.
What do you think?
E United?
That-
Yeah.
Yeah?
I like
Okay.
that. I like that. That's a good
Okay.
shot.
Okay. All right.
Let's go United.
You definitely got me in that 6 to 7 range, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the worst, obviously, but they're definitely not on the level of like OG, Dynasty, Complexity, even maybe FaZe. All right, that's a good one. Next up, give me a current day AR player.
Current day AR. Slasher? You reckon?
He doesn't like it.
Or Ken?
There
Ken?
we go. Yeah, that's good.
Ken?
That's good.
Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny.
Ken's a good shout.
Okay. All right. I mean, yeah. I mean, if this was a month ago, I probably would have had Ken like at that 8, maybe even 9 range in Major 1. But with Major 2, I'm thinking closer to 7. Okay. I'm thinking 7 is where I'm sitting at this point. Kenny definitely isn't a 6. I don't think he's that close to average. So I'm thinking 7 right now. And then last question. Let me try to think one to get the wheels spinning here.
Sorry, these questions are hard for this game.
Yeah, I was gonna say like give me a COD content creator, but I feel like that might be difficult. I don't know. Do you guys have one for COD content creator?
Strictly just content?
I mean, it can be a player, but I'm talking about like their content and how they are in the content game.
I kind of have a good one, but I don't know how this would fly a little bit. I was gonna say like
It looks like attach.
Crowder, maybe Havoc.
Judge said Crowder in chat.
Yeah,
I would say attach. Or do we think that's too high?
I'm thinking like a Havoc Crowder.
Okay, we'll go with that.
I'm a little conflicted.
I think
The first one was United. And then we had Kenny, modern day Ken, and then Crowder / Havoc. Dude, I was sitting around 7. Dude, Havoc makes me want to come up a little bit because I feel like Colt is a good creator. I'm like 7 to 8 at this point. Crowder's a good creator too. But I feel like Havoc's definitely like higher than Crowder in terms of like where I'd rank COD creators. Damn. Dude, I don't know, 7 or 8, man. It's 7. It's one of those two numbers. I'm almost positive. Are you saying Havoc over Crowder?
Yeah, I think I'd go Havoc over Crowder.
Okay, then I'm gonna say 8. Final answer.
You are correct.
Yes, good shit, boys.
Nicely done.
Oh
Nicely
man.
done.
Oh man. All right, but chat. If you guys have any questions, topics, things you want to hear us talk about, feel free to throw it in there. We're down to chat more directly with you guys now. See what you guys got going on. We will see. I'm
not gonna lie. I'm getting absolutely cooked right now from my Crim at 3 take.
Are you?
I'm getting cooked right now.
Hell yeah. I mean, I'm not surprised.
Honestly, I really just did that because I don't know who. It might have been Flashy or Rio or one of them. So they were like, "Who has the balls to put Crim at 3?" And I said, "Fuck it."
Yeah, that's definitely bold. I never thought I would see Crim outside the top 2.
I need a second opinion. Is this the last year of the CDL?
I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say it's not the last year.
I think with what we saw, I think a few years ago, or like a few weeks ago, or a month ago, or something like that, where owners were trying to get more stake in like
the revenue splits.
Yeah, the revenue splits. I don't think so. Scum's revenue got dismissed, but because it's going to arbitration, so they're settling outside of court.
Yeah, so it's not going to be like a whole big trial.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think so. Especially with the owners wanting more revenue, I don't think it will. I think will probably happen for a year or 2 more, and then hopefully Microsoft does something better with it. I mean, even like next year, hopefully they put more money into it. Honestly.
Yeah, I think we got another year, but I do think it'll die off eventually.
It's going to die eventually.
I just don't know if it's this year.
2013 Complexity versus 2024 Ultra. Who wins? Ultra. I think Ultra. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, I'm taking 2024 Ultra in 5.
In trash talking, I'm taking Complexity.
But if it's a best of 9, I'm taking Ultra 5-0.
I mean, let's think. If we it would be TP. Like if you compare it roll to roll, TP versus Kleenex.
Okay, I mean,
Teep was kind of nasty.
Yeah, I don't know. Teep was kind of nasty. Yeah, it's definitely that's pretty close.
That's pretty close.
Who's their like Karma? I mean, I guess we can go Karma versus Envoy because they're very similar players.
They're pretty much.
I'm leaning Damon. I like Envoy a lot, but I'm leaning Damon.
It's probably valid.
ACHES versus Scrap.
Okay, sorry, Patty P.
Yeah,
See ya.
I mean, Scrap slaps
Scrap's
him
like the
around.
second coming of Jesus.
Yeah. And then Crim versus Insight. I mean, Crim. I think it's close. I think it's a good debate to be had. It's hard. I mean, that's
really hard.
11 years in between those rosters.
It's really hard. It's like the MJ LeBron debate, dude. I mean, it's really hard to really talk about different time periods. I mean,
I think I go complexity, man. I think I give it to the old heads just because of how dominant they were and how much they won. Ultra's only won once this season, once last season.
I think,
but it's
I'll
definitely a
go-
good debate. It's up for
I think
debate.
I'll go Ultra because the game has changed so much. It's just gotten so much better and developed, and it's become so much harder over the years. That
Yeah, I agree.
I just think that the current Ultra team would be better. But I'm also like, I don't know. I might be in the minority with that one.
Rio said Scrap is the better version of Dashy. I think, I mean, at this point in time, they obviously play different roles.
Yeah, they play.
I think Dashy would be nasty on an aggressive flex role, though. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, that's one thing I do want to bring up because Toronto slammed us on that Rio hard point, but it's because Scrap was really their third.
He dropped 36 with a freaking rival.
And I'm like, how? Because we've seen Dashy pull out the SMG, like even though it's like in like, in like 8s or just like playing ranked and stuff like that. He has a shot for the rival, so I just don't know why he does it. I've seen Ken pull it out a few times, but I think Dashy would be a better fit for the rival if we're gonna pull out 3 SMGs.
I like that take. A couple questions. Prime Cool, Prime Ultra, early boots on the ground, Cool in 5, CDL Aero Toronto in 5. Jetpacks are the decider. I'll take Toronto in jetpacks.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know, bro.
I think I'm taking.
I mean, Karma and Crim won a world championship in jetpacks.
Yeah, but they also
and they were a dynasty in jetpacks.
They also had arguably the greatest performance ever by an individual player we'll ever see in Call of Duty history. I mean,
dude, I don't know. Cellium might top it, bro. Cellium puts up godlike numbers, but Formal was crazy.
That Formal performance was unreal.
Do you guys think they'll ever
get age restriction? Good question.
No.
No.
Definitely not. Not only because the game is obviously like rated M or R or whatever it is at this point, but also like with the way our world is going, we're adding more restrictions to things. I don't think we're ever taking them away at this point. You know what I mean? I think we're a little bit more sensitive these days, so I don't imagine the 18 restriction going away.
I think that all players should be able to do every job with every gun. That's actually not a terrible tank, and I actually do think that a lot of guys in this league can play any role given the opportunity. I just think the way that it's working now is the game works in a way where there's rules on each team, and some guys are better suited for different roles. That's not saying that they can't perform at a different role. It's just they're better suited for that role.
I wish I could have seen Scump on the flex more.
Yeah, me too.
He would have been disgusting.
There's a couple guys I would have just rather see like. I mean, you see Scrap. Scrap does it with both. I mean,
just like because just imagine World War II, we do get Pred. Scump obviously said he would have already. He's it's on record. He said he would have definitely still been competing if they would have got Pred. But just him on a flex, I mean, he was disgusting in his last series against Boston Breach. So I don't doubt it if he would have kept being more disgusting.
Do we play with Illy or do we play with Dashy?
Dashy, 1000%.
Well, because that happened when we dropped Dashy, and then
I still think it just would have worked better with Dashy.
I mean, that team would have been gross. Dashy, Seth, Shotzi, and Pred. I mean,
or them to flex and Shotzi to FaZe. Hey, Flashy.
Hey.
No, keep that over there.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you're 13 seconds away from timed out for 10 minutes.
I don't know, dude.
Keep that shit to yourself.
I mean, honestly, it was about to happen. If Scump retired, I think after Cold War, Shotzi would have went to.
I'm just messing.
No. If Scump would have retired after Vanguard, Shotzi would have went to FaZe, and he's openly said that.
Judge, lock it in.
Dude, I'm taking Simp over Shotzi every day of the week. I don't even care, bro.
That's valid. I mean, I think I would too.
Every day
I'm
of
not
the
gonna lie to
week,
you.
bro. I mean, Shotzi right now is incredible, but I mean, this guy's simp, bro. He knows how.
but
He's gonna get you in the finals at the very least.
Yeah, but come 4 months from now when Shotzi has his second ring, we'll be talking about it. Don't you worry. We'll be fucking talking about it.
Honestly, even if Shotzi wins a second ring, I still don't think we're talking about it. Simp's a
Shotzi becomes the best
top
player of
7
all
guy
time.
of all time.
Shotzi's the best COD player of all time.
If he wins another ring,
This is the go.
He only needs one.
that's hilarious.
I agree. Simp has never been bad, but the fact that they have so many seconds, that's rough for my guy.
That is rough, isn't it, dude? He could have won like what 20 times already by now, isn't it?
Honestly,
They had 22 finals. They've been in him and Abe.
Whew.
It's pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy when you think about it.
If they would have beat Thieves in Vanguard finals, I mean, he would have his third ring.
Or Dallas in MW finals, he would have his fourth ring.
Oh my god, he would have been the absolute goat.
Dude, he would have been the GOAT for sure. Holy shit. Same finals win rate as LeBron? I take it that's probably pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, they are. They're kind of like LeBron when you think about it. I mean, LeBron made the finals like 8 seasons in a row. Simp and Avizi and made the finals like 5 out of 6 seasons or some shit like that. It is kind of crazy when you think about it.
I just don't know what's wrong with FaZe in like second places.
Here,
like,
this might be good.
That's one thing that I will always call out FaZe fans for, because they're always like, "Oh, OpTic can't even get to championship or like to the grand finals and stuff." Buddy, we both didn't win. We're both shit. So it's like, would you rather be third or second?
This might be.
No one remembers losers.
You're not wrong. Nobody remembers second place. They always remember first.
Yes.
Second place only counts for CDL points, technically, I guess.
And prize money.
And prize money. That's about it. Dude, listen, this might be a hot take.
Oh, Lord, clip it.
This actually might be a hot take, I'm not going to lie. If FaZe doesn't win this major, they're chalk for the rest of the year. That's my opinion. I do. If they get another second place at this major, they're done. You can't tell me right now that after Major 1 they're already. Listen, here's the reason I say this. They had so many seconds last year, the year before, so many seconds. Okay? They just got second. Right now, this is the most confident I've seen this FaZe team since Cold War FaZe. Easily. This is the most confident I have seen this FaZe team since Cold War FaZe. If they go into Major 2 and they get another second, they are done. You cannot tell me their mentals will not be checked. And if they come out of it and their mentals aren't checked, I'm going to be thoroughly impressed. Because they are on cloud 9 right now. They're slamming everybody. They are 12-0 in their last 12 maps. That's insane. If they go into Major 2 and they get another second, they're done. I don't think they win the event this year. I'll say it.
But with that, let's say they don't win anything this year, which I highly doubt. I think they'll win at least one event. But let's say they don't win anything. They get a bunch of seconds, third, seconds. After this year, do they start looking at that core 3 and replacing them?
I don't think so.
I
don't think they do, though. I don't think they do. I'm not saying they shouldn't. I don't think they do.
I don't know.
Dude, it's like the way I see it. Unless there's problems in their camp where like Cell and Abizi don't get along anymore, like there's personal issues.
You're about to get a 5-second ban.
But I just don't see it. I think it's going to be a never-ending revolving door of that fourth player, because if they're always in second place, they're always going to think to themselves like, we're just that one little extra thing away. But and also I think part of it is like you went from RCDs to Slasher, which maybe you see that as an upgrade. You went from Slasher to Draza, which is definitely an upgrade. What's next? Draza to Scrap?
That's it. That's
like
literally it.
After that, I could see them saying, "All right, screw it." But I think there still is like we could do something again, and I just don't. I mean, also like I'd rather get second than not. You know what I mean? Like at least money wise, like you're getting that cash
for sure.
But I agree. I think they should look at the trio, but I don't think they will.
Yeah, there's one move.
Scrap's coming to OpTic. Best believe that. I've said it.
I think
I still firmly believe that at some point, Scrap will be on OpTic within the next 2 years.
dude, I like genuinely, if let's say at the end of this season or next season, whenever Scrap's contract is up, let's say he has the opportunity to join FaZe with the trio, or he has the opportunity to join Shotzi, Pred, and Dashy. Where do you actually think he goes? Like, what does he value more? Does he want to get those wins, or does he want to be with the boys he plays on stream with and makes hella content with? And still compete for wins too, obviously on OpTic.
How good are each team's seasons over the next 2 years? Give me a broad scope of.
Let's just say it's the way it's been. FaZe has been top 1, top 2. OpTic's been maybe in a couple finals. Maybe they win an event here or there, but they're a little bit under FaZe as it has been.
I still think he goes to OpTic.
I still think he goes to OpTic. Here's the thing, and this is where I think Scrap's a little bit different. Draws went to FaZe because he wants to win. I respect it. It's a very solid decision. I mean, look, they already got a second place. They're consistent as all hell. It's a very solid decision. Scrat's already on his content game. He streams all the time, and there's no team better in the league right now for content purposes other than OpTic. I mean, it's just, that's not me being biased at all. You can look me in the face. I don't care who it is. The best team right now for content purposes is OpTic by a landslide, threefolds. If he were to decide that he wants to join OpTic and he has a decision, he probably in the back of his head thinks, okay, let's just say that Ken is the person that he replaces, right? Let's just throw Ken out there and let's say it's Dashy, Shotzi, and Pred. He probably in the back of his head thinks, okay, there's a solid chance I can win with this core 3 as well as my content tripling in viewers. My stream, I automatically triple my sub count every single month. I automatically triple my YouTube views every single month. Everything just automatically becomes tripled, if not more, than what he already has now. That's the way that I think he'll look at it, because he's a content guy. Draws is not much of a content guy, at least not that I know of. I mean, he streams occasionally and he grinds, but he's a winner. Draws is a winner. He wants to win. That was his decision. I don't think Scrap is really that same guy. That's why I think he would choose OpTic. I genuinely do.
Dude, yeah, it's a good hypothetical question. I think it comes down to, like, obviously, does Scrap want to win, or does he want to whatever make more money with content? But it's like, how much does he think his potential in content is with and without being on OpTic? Because it could be one of those things where it's like, you go to FaZe, let's say you win a ring or two, you win a bunch of championships, you're a top 5 player all time, but when you retire, you're going to work a normal 9-to-5 job because your brand just wasn't there and you can't do it full time. And it's like one of those things where it's like, I think for me personally, if I had to choose between being a top 5 COD pro of all time and then retiring and going to work a normal job, or like even just a part-time job, let's say you saved a bunch of cash from all your winnings, or I can win a handful of events, like be considered an all-time great, but not nearly top 5, but I'm set for life at being a content creator and a streamer and maybe an OpTic member for life. Dude, I think I'm taking that, man. I think you're going to regret not doubling down on content when you're 32 years old and you're like, damn, wait a second, bro, I can't compete anymore and I don't make enough money to do this on my own.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, you also got to think about it. Okay. Let's say his contract ends this year. I don't think it is. I think he gets.
Yeah, I think it's next year, but yeah.
OpTic doesn't win anything. FaZe doesn't win anything. Are you really going to a team that is winning more? Because if we look back at it, I mean, I'm pretty sure I said this. FaZe has won once since Vanguard. That's when OpTic Texas first came into the league. OpTic has won once, and FaZe has won once. I guess FaZe has more first and seconds than OpTic does, but you still only won once. So it's like, if they don't win anything this year, both teams, he's not really going to a better team. He's still gonna get second, theoretically, of course.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's like,
that's valid. It's valid for sure.
I think like how you said, Jake. I think, which is what a bunch of people have been saying. I know Nadeshot has been saying it for a while. I know a couple of, like, the older pros. They're like the pros nowadays have gotten so lazy at doing their content because of the salary that they're getting, that they feel that they don't need to do content. They can just relax, live off what they make. But now it's like after that, like you're done. Like what are you gonna do? Like you don't have a brand, you don't have anything to fall back on, and it's gonna hurt a lot of people. So I think really building your brand is really like a really big thing for a lot of pros nowadays. Which is like why you see, Sky is putting in the work. I know Sib streams here and then. I don't really think I see Hydra stream that much, but
He does very rarely.
I know Simp streams every now and then. Same with the BZ. But like Attach has been on his content grind for a while now. But like other than that, like who do you really see streaming from like the CDL? And it sucks to say because like a bunch of those people like they're good guys. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, man. Scrap could obviously be an anomaly because I think the guy's got plenty of personality at this point where even without OpTic, he can maybe make a career for himself in content, especially if he's playing with OpTic members and stuff and making videos and streaming with them. But yeah, I think overall I'm taking the content career over maybe some rings.
How can either one of you explain to me how a 2+1 contract works? Because I'm pretty sure he's on a 2+1 and this year is his 2. So next year would be his +1, but I don't know the ramifications behind a 2+1.
Oh, I read it somewhere.
I mean, if the +1 in CDL, I mean, it can be different in sports if it's a player or a team option, but in the CDL, it's been mostly, I think it's been all team options. So basically, Ultra decide whether or not they want to keep him for that third season if it is a 2+1.
So he would still require a buyout even if it's on a +1.
Yeah, he would essentially be restricted unless Ultra were like, we don't want you. And then he would be relieved of, but I guess they could technically accept that +1 and say, we're not going to play you anyway. Someone's got to buy you out. But that would be a dick move.
That would be crazy. Okay. Yeah. So he's pretty much on Ultra for the next 2 years.
Probably.
I mean, that buyout would be insane. Ultra would be asking for $500,000.
Oh, for sure. Probably more. I know. I think Pred said how much his was on accident. I think his was like above like 7.
God damn.
So, which again, Seattle fumbled their bag.
I know, dude. They should have taken their cash, bro. I can't believe idiots.
They could have signed anyone they wanted, dude.
Dude, they didn't even have. They could have signed a minimum and just pocketed the cash.
You want to know what's worse, dude? Do you want to know what's worse? As if they didn't take the money from freaking for Pred last year. They literally had Gwyn on their bench.
They fumbled. They're the biggest fumblers.
They had Gwyn on their bench, dude.
Real acts. Win 4 majors or win champs. I think we've all answered this. I think y'all said win 4 majors. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure I was the only one that said win champs.
Yeah, I'm taking the majors.
I'm taking the majors. I think it obviously depends on like where you're at in your career. If we're saying we're all new players with 0 anything on our accolades, I'm taking the 4 majors. I'm not trying to be Adam Assault, you know what I mean? But if you're a BZ or Simp, I'm taking the ring, you know what I mean? So, but I lean 4 majors.
I think I did a poll on that, and I think Win Champs won.
Yeah, I think Win Champs is more the. I know FaZe did that in the video, and Simp was the only one to pick Win 4 majors. The other 3 picked the ring.
Simp was the only other player who said Scump was his GOAT. Everyone else said Crim. So shout out to Simp. He knows ball.
Yeah.
I made it above ACHES on my list. I digress.
Yeah, I saw on the reverse sweep that they do, it's, Patty P and Marky B, and they had Censor on. They talked a bit about the COD GOAT debate, and they all said Crim6, undoubtedly. They even said that you are delusional if you have anyone over Crim in the GOAT debate, which I think is a bit delusional because I think you can make an argument for Scump or Crim. But I think it just goes to show you, like, players value winning. Like, they're all ex-pros. Like, they're going to value wins over anything else. Plus, like, Ake said, like, I always felt confident, like, because I knew I could beat Scump. So, like, that takes away from Scump's all-time greatness because Aches knew he could beat him all the time, which I think, I mean, I get it. It's just kind of... It's kind of like a fugazi sort of like he's glazing Scump indirectly a little bit there, but and himself. But
what Censor said has to be the dumbest shit I heard when he said Aches is the what did he say?
The number one winner. Number one winner.
Yes, that shit was so.
He said Aches is the best winner in COD history.
That, bro, when I heard that, I said, "See, Doug, I try to like you. I try to like you."
He's glazing his boy, bro. They teamed together. They won
And
together.
you're delusional.
Aches is a
Just like
great
delusional.
winner, obviously, but I mean, Crim6 has 38 titles, bro. How are you gonna say a guy with 18 less titles or whatever it is a better winner than Crim?
Yeah, that's Doug is Doug, bro.
But I mean, I will say, bro, Aches won with some teams that he should not have won with. So shout out Aches, man. I mean, definitely he's deserving of the praise, but that shit was faded, bro.
He needs to release XDefiant expeditiously.
Dude, and at this point, don't even release the game. I'm sorry. Like, I don't think many people even care anymore. I really don't think many people care.
I still want to play it because I really enjoyed it during the beta, but they're fumbling so bad. They had the perfect opportunity to release it when MW2 is shit, and they just threw it away, man. Like, they just threw it away. Like, that would have been the. Again, I don't think anything is ever going to kill COD. People are saying that XDefiant was going to kill COD, but I don't think anything's ever going to kill it. But they had the perfect opportunity to like take a big chunk of Activision's player base.
Too late now. It's
Yeah,
supposed to come
bro.
out like what, 2 weeks from now? Saw a leak or something.
I think there was some end of March thing that I saw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
End of March.
Jake said it was going to come out March 31st for like all Ubisoft Plus subscribers.
Yeah, and then like
And
April
like
4th.
April, yeah, something like that for everyone else.
Dude, the thing is, like, I go on Twitter, I mean, every day, but like probably every couple weeks, I see a tweet from like Jake Lucky that's like, look at this new FPS game that's being developed by this small studio or like this 2-man studio. And like, it looks really cool and great. And everyone's in the comments like, oh my God, this game looks so good. Like, these games release, they have player base for like a week, maybe 2, and then everyone leaves. Like, and I'm not trying to crush like small indie devs' dreams or anything like that, but like, the truth of the matter is, like, you have to have something extremely different about your game if you're gonna. You can't just make an arcade shooter or a realistic shooter and think people are gonna want to play it over Call of Duty or over Tarkov or over Counter-Strike. Like, you have to have something extremely different if you're gonna stand out.
Perfect example is Helldivers. I mean, that game it's still blowing up.
It's cooking right now.
Yeah, like. Ever since it came out, like that's like literally all I've seen on my TikTok is just Helldivers. And I mean, I played it a little bit. It's actually pretty fun. Like I'm still kind of grinding it. So I think, like how you said, I think you need something like that to really transform and be different than what COD is right now.
Yeah, I played the finals for a week.
The finals was pretty cool.
That was fun for a week.
Yeah, exactly, for a week.
Yeah, that was it for me. Kids got slammed for a week, and then I went back to COD. But you know, I want a game like I want like Infinite Warfare 2.0. Somebody just give me Infinite Warfare 2.0, and I'll be a happy guy.
Dude, honestly, like I just think like stop making shooter games. You know what I mean? Like just stop making like multiplayer 6v6, like that type of shooter games. I just don't think it's gonna work anymore. I just don't see how you're gonna draw people fully away from the established shooter games that we already have.
What am I gonna play? Well, you gonna force me into Battle Royale? No, thanks.
No, I mean honestly, Battle Royale is things ways too. You got Warzone, Apex, Fortnite. I mean PUBG, like H1Z1. Those games are still kind of around. Like I don't make something different, bro. I literally don't know because there's so many established games. But bring back Jetpack COD though. That would be hype. If COD made another one.
Well, isn't the next gonna be like Cold War, Gulf War,
Gulf War, and then Black Ops 2, like somewhat remake, and then after that,
well, because
you never know.
I'm pretty sure y'all saw this, but Raven wanted to make Advanced Warfare 2.0, but then Activision said, no, you're making a sequel to MW2.
Yeah, great decision. Yay, woo. Oh shit. Love playing Highrise Control.
It's not that bad.
The game isn't bad. It's definitely in B tier all time, probably.
Yeah, MW3 is a good game. I think it's solid.
You know what I love? I love when I break off of a control round, I get blown up by a tanker. You know,
dude, that's my favorite. I think I saw a stat today. There was like it has like 68 kills in the CDL so far this season. The tanker.
You know, it's even better than that is when I go over to B and I get blown up by that tanker too. That's even better. Fucking great.
Dude, I played it. This is weeks ago at this point. I had a ranked game where it was Surge and Destroy, and I was dead, and I was spectating my teammate. There was a guy on the tanker that's on like the side by the crane, like an enemy. Was literally, I'm not joking, like literally, like his body was touching the side of the tanker. My teammate threw a Semtex at the tanker. It blew up. The guy just nothing happened to him, like nothing. And then the next round, I blew up like a mile away from the tanker.
I think that's what Pred said. He said the closer you are to it, the
less damage it does.
The less,
yes,
yeah, like the less
no,
likely
that's actually a thing. If you're smacked, that's why if I get on A, I try to stand as close as I can. The closer you are to it, the less damage you do. The further away, the more
dude,
damage.
I've died like in the building. Like when you're on defense and you're going to A, I've literally died in the windows. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, that thing's got crazy range except for when you're right next to it.
Oh my god, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Brother's got an insane blast radius.
That's what she said.
I wish. No. God damn. Oh man. Chat, any other final questions you want us to cover? If not, we're gonna wrap it up because I'm sure Preston's, sleepy over there on the East Coast. I guess chat's got nothing for us. They don't love us anymore. But hey, it's all good. They're respecting your time. They want you to go get tucked in.
I tip it.
But yeah, any closing thoughts from you guys for the chat?
As always, man, thank you guys for watching. Thanks for chilling out, giving us some comments. This is fun. We like doing the live, so I mean, you guys are the goats, chilling in, giving up some ideas, listening, and giving your thoughts. So we will definitely be live for next week's episode. I think we already decided that amongst the three of us that for the major we got to go live with our bracket predictions, everything. So you have that to look forward to. We have that to look forward to.
Yeah, next week will be a very special episode because I'll be in Miami directing live.
Oh shit! I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
wait, we should do it when you're
there.
Yeah, I guess if we can. If that's when do you get down there?
I leave on Tuesday. I'm getting there.
Oh yeah,
earlier.
We could definitely do that then.
Yeah, if it works for you, like if you're able to do it on a laptop or whatever. If not, we can do it earlier. Like if you're gonna be like, oh shit, I don't have the technical requirements for that.
No, yeah, I have a laptop. Will they let me in with it to the venue? I have no idea, but
we'll see.
Yeah, but yeah, I'll definitely have my laptop, so we can definitely do a live episode. I can show you the view.
Hell yeah!
That's
it. Colada at the beach.
Go OpTic.
Oh my god!
Enjoy the one, maybe two good matches this weekend.
Yeah. Closing words are, again, we appreciate everyone. We can't say that enough. Y'all always rock with us. Flashy, real. We see all y'all in the chat. We see all y'all on Twitter commenting on this stuff. So we appreciate everyone. Again, make sure y'all go support Breaking Point. I am covering all OpTic matches this weekend, or one for subliners. So make sure you go support. And yeah, I mean, go OpTic. Hope we go 7-0, go into the major hot. And hopefully we win it. That
would be great.
Absolutely. Chat, thank you guys for being here live. If you're watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify, we appreciate you just as much. Like we said, we're going to be live next week. We'll see what day. Maybe Wednesday again we'll do. We will be tweeting out what works. So definitely check the link in the description for our Twitters. But yeah, hopefully we'll see some more people in the live for our bracket and stuff next week. And yeah, with all that being said, we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.